Please welcome Rob Doty and his speech, 9 Weeks.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Welcome to none of the guests, everybody else. You're stuck with me for the next 5 to 7. Anyone with kids can tell you that once you have them, everything changes. I was racing to the hospital, Good Samaritan, after I got the call. It was just before midnight, November 11th, 2010, that I get a call that my wife is being rushed in for an emergency C-section. She had been in the hospital for a week already, but her due date wasn't until January 7th. Andy was 9 weeks early. I guess you could say we were both in a hurry that night. A week earlier, I get a call from my wife. I'm at the office. Hey, my water just broke. Wait, what? Either I just peed myself or my water broke. Okay, cool. Are you in pain? No, I'm good. All right, I'm on my way, but call your doctor. Find out if she wants us to meet her at her office or the hospital. So we get to Good Samaritan, and the first thing that they say is the best and safest place for your child is in the womb, until it's not. And you're not going home, Renee, until this baby is born. What? Our plans seriously just changed for the next 2 months. So after she was admitted, we went into her room, and first off, you can tell that this hospital room is a little bit different. It's larger than the average hospital room, and it's got these huge can lights in the ceiling. And we flipped on the switch after we were playing, and holy cow, is it bright in here. What's up with the lights? Well, that's just in case we have to give birth. We can do it right here. If we have to do an operation, we can do it right here. Which at this point, I think fantastic, because I haven't lost my sense of humor yet, and I'm thinking, okay, if we have a spontaneous child, we're in the right place, right here. So moving forward a week, I'm at home. It's around 8:45 at night. I get a call from Renee, and she's in pain. She's having some abdominal pains, and it sounds something, well, I'm not sure if it's contractions. It kind of feels like labor pains, but I'm not really sure. Okay, what did the doctor say? What? Renee, you're in a hospital for a reason. What did the doctor say? Hit the call button, get somebody in there, and find out what's going on. And so she did that when I was on the phone with her. And they put the monitors and sensors on her, and they didn't see any contractions. Nothing's going on with the baby. The heartbeat's cool. Renee's cool. It must be gas. So they give her something for gas. They give her something for sleep. And we hang up, and that's it. So I'm hedging my bets at this point. It's about 9:15. I call our nanny and said, hey, I just got off the phone with Renee. I'm not sure what's up, but I might have to go to the hospital tonight. Could you run over here? She lived, pretty much in the same neighborhood. Could you come over in the middle of the night if I give you a call and I need to go to the hospital? So I don't have to take our oldest daughter, Samantha, to the hospital with me. And she says, cool, just give me a call. So my second call came that night at 11:55. This time it's a nurse. Mr. Doty? Yeah. We just had to rush Renee in for an emergency C-section. Is the baby okay? I'm sorry, Mr. Doty, I can't tell you that over the phone. Well, is Renee okay? I thought there was some kind of thing where she could tell me one but not the other, and she said, no, I'm sorry, I can't tell you that one either. Okay, cool. So we hang up, and I call Carla, our nanny, and she doesn't answer. Of course she doesn't answer. And I had the wherewithal to call my brother-in-law, who lived about 5 minutes away, and he was at our house at 3. I raced to the hospital, and I wasn't there for the birth of my baby. She was born at 12:24. I was still on my way. And I say that and I say, thank God I wasn't there for the birth of my baby. I wouldn't have been allowed in the room. But after she was born, she yelled once, and then that was it. And she stopped breathing. She was resuscitated by one of the doctors that delivered her. So they stabilize her, they get the breathing machine on her, they put her in the incubator, and they roll her out in the incubator. And I'm in the hall at the time, and the doctor says, Mr. Doty, would you like to touch your daughter? I'm a son of a nurse. I've been around hospitals a lot in my life, and I knew I hadn't washed my hands. And that's a big deal, especially around little babies. And I know that the doctor didn't ask me if I washed my hands. And I knew why. I mean, immediately I knew why. It's because I may never have an opportunity to touch my baby when she's alive. So I put my hands on her for a brief moment. They whisked her away into the room. And it was pure insanity for the next 12 hours. It was doctors and nurses and PAs and technicians and wires and monitors and the incubator and the lights and the sounds and the beeps. It was just absolutely awful. But in the middle of all of that insanity, a nurse pulled me aside and said, Rob, I know this is scary. It looks awful. But you don't have to worry about her. She's gonna be okay. She's a fighter, and she's going to make it. And I held on to that for a while because she was a pretty sick kid. She was 3 pounds 4 ounces when she was born, and she had sepsis. Sepsis is a blood infection. So in the 41 days that we lived in the NICU, she had 3 blood transfusions. She was connected to a breathing machine for about a week. Which is great news, because the shorter period that you're on a breathing machine, the better off you are, because it can really do wreak a lot of havoc on your lungs and long-term complications. So moving forward, you have to have 3 things. You have to have 3 things to be able to leave the hospital. And I've got a few pictures here. The first one, my mom's hand is in the incubator, and how tiny she is. Her pinky goes armpit to armpit. So you have to be able to manage your temperature. You have to be able to take feeding on your own without the feeding tube. And you have to be able to manage your heart rate. She was tiny, but she's a perfect, beautiful baby girl now. 6 years old. 0 complications whatsoever.